Nobel laureate Professor Soyinka has faulted President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. Soyinka, who spoke during an interview on Channels Television, described the situation as excessive. It's worth noting that Tinubu declared emergency rule in the oil-rich state on Tuesday over the political crisis and instability in the state. He also suspended Siminalayi Fubara, the governor of the state, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and all members of the Rivers State Assembly for an initial period of 6 months. However, the president immediately appointed Ibok Ete Ibas, a retired naval chief, as the state's sole administrator. The development by the presidency has generated public outrage, with politicians and stakeholders expressing their displeasure.
This situation is actually a few days old, and I was watching what action will be taken by the House of Assembly, by Senate, and even by the affected politicians in Rivers State, whom I expect to be in the court by now. Because above the president himself, there's the law. And I expect those who are affected to take the primary step. Let me confess that I was surprised at the ease with which this emergency law, that step, was applauded and passed. And then the critical question, even within the powers of a president under democratic dispensation, there are areas of discretion. And you're quite right to point out this wholesale suspension of everything to government. I think that's an over excessive response within the rights and the powers. We're assuming now, let's say that the president is constitutionally right. But within his powers, there are also areas of discretion. And I think that the wholesale scuttling of the democratic existence in the rivers was excessive. I think it could have been managed much better, much more economically. I think the president did not sort of curb the extent, he didn't economize on his presidential emergency powers. On that issue, I agree with you absolutely. There's an issue of the Constitution. Is the president's action constitutional? And I hope the affected politicians, governor and representatives, that they test this all the way up so that we get a clearer picture once and for all. Instead of running around in circles from regime to regime, it should be possible by now for one to be able to say confidently that this action is illegal, is unconstitutional, or otherwise. So for now, we can only leave it to the constitutional lawyers to guide us. Now, the next question is it politically wise? In my view, this takes us on a slippery slope. It's not what I would have liked to see happen right now with all our struggle to attain a federal structure. The spirit of it, in my view, is contrary to the spirit of federalism. Now, it's very carefully and deliberately, because this does not vitiate maybe the rightness of the action. It does not establish the wrongness. But with my commitment to a genuine federal structure, when an event like this happens, I say we're back on the slippery slope. And I hope that it is tested all the way, because as I've said, we've been through this before under different regimes. It's either we have a decentralized federalist structure, or we have a quasi-dictatorial, whimsical kind of government which just panders to the political leaning of whoever happens to be in charge at the moment. So that's my take on it. Obviously, I'm going to go deeper and find out just what on earth has been going on in the Rivers State that led to this, what I consider an unfortunate step in our federalist journey.
We'll continue to keep you updated with latest development regarding the story. Until then, stay tuned to NaijaNews TV.